Hey, my trendies, trendsetters, and my trendy tribe. We're going to go through a timeline from February 21st, 2023 through April 29th, 2024. There's a lot that has happened. Y'all did ask me if I had seen some loans that Tisha took out. So we're going to go through that. I did see Marcel's name on the loans as well from what I could see. But we're going to go through that, the amounts, the type of loans they were, also some things that they were released from, all those things. So let's get started. So first of all, February 21st, 2023, McMahon Drilling and Blasting placed a mechanical lien on the property of Marsau and Tisha Scott. And it says that the said McMahon Drilling and Blasting Inc. claims a lien upon the following property situated in Madison County, Alabama, that the said lien is claimed to secure an indebtedness of $61,874 with interest from to wit the 28th day of November 2022. That said indebtedness is for drilling and blasting of construction site. And of course, we believe that's going to be the bedrock site and dated this 21st day of February 2023. Now we're going to April 2023 and my home mortgage professionals. I would love for you to weigh in the comments. Let me know, with this modification, did it help Tisha and Marcel take some equity out, or did it just reduce the principal they were paying on? What did this modification do? If you can see from what I'm reading, if you can let me know. Because the reason I ask is because there's going to be something paid off later before I see the next loan taken out. And I'm just curious as to if this helped or this was not related to where they would have gotten extra funds to pay that part off. So I'm just curious, and I have to be honest and know when I'm not sure about something. Okay, so it says this is a modification of an existing mortgage referenced below to decrease the amount of the maximum indebtedness secured to a maximum of $318,285.66. Mortgage tax has already been collected and paid on the original principal balance of $975,000. Mortgage amendment, and it's the granting party for Latisha Scott and Marsau Scott. This amendment is made effective as of April 11th, 2023, and amends the mortgage with future advance clause recorded and all other amendments, modifications, addenda, and riders thereto, executed by the undersigned, whether there are one or more persons undersigned, and Bancorp South Bank, a predecessor institution now part of Cadence Bank, related to the loan. It says maximum indebtedness reduced amendment to maturity date pursuant to the terms agreed by the parties on or about April 11th, 2023, and memorialized in a document-styled consumer note. The maximum indebtedness of the subject loan is reduced to $318,285.66, which has been previously advanced to the granting party. Okay, so it says previously advanced. Okay, the maturity date of the loan is now April 11th, 2038, and on or before such date, all amounts due under the note shall be paid. And as you can see, the granting party, April 11th, 2023, Latisha Scott and Marsau Scott. Now we're in July 5th, 2023, certificate of lien for taxes. So it's the state of Alabama versus Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott. And it was for the tax period of fiscal years ending December 31st, 2019, basically December 2019 and December 2020. So for two different fiscal year periods. And the amount of the lien was $4,144.56. And then December 8th, 2023, they were released from the lien, and it's for the same period of time, December 2019 and December 2020, fiscal years 2019 and 2020. The Alabama Department of Revenue hereby terminates, cancels, and releases the tax lien previously filed against the above named taxpayers and recorded at the Madison County Probate Office. And it was done December 8th, 2023 by the Alabama Department of Revenue. So right now, they have cleared the tax lien. That one is gone. The tax lien is gone. Right now, the mechanics lien is still here for now. It's still present. Now, there was a notice of settlement filed. And if you followed the court cases I've followed with me, then you will know we went over this document at some point. And there was a notice of settlement On December 15th, 2023, the plaintiffs, McMahon Drilling and Blasting, filed a notice of settlement, and it says the parties hereby advise the court that they have resolved the disputes and claims. The parties are finalizing the necessary settlement documents and the joint stipulation of dismissal. Okay, so December 15th, 2023. Now we jump to January 29th, 2024, and this is a mortgage, and it says this is a future advance mortgage. Again, mortgage professionals. Whatever details you want to help fill me in on how this is, I'll be glad to look at the comments about it. It says this mortgage dated January 29th, 2024 is made and executed between Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott individually and as husband and wife, referred to below as grantor, and Riverbank Trust, referred to below as lender. Okay, and it says note. The word note means the promissory note dated January 29th, 2024 in the original principal amount of $1,325,000 from grantor to lender, together with all renewals of extensions of, modifications of, refinancings of, consolidations of, and substitutions for the promissory note or agreement. The maturity date of this mortgage is January 28, 2054. Notice to grantor. The note contains a variable interest rate. Y'all, I do know, I might not know a lot, but I know you would rather get a fixed rate than a variable interest rate. And, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. So for those of y'all that are the Love and Marriage Huntsville historians, go back and think of some dates that things happened as far as, because it happened, whether after January 29th, do you notice some extra like stunting on the gram and things like that? Do y'all recall that? I'm gonna have to go back and look at chit chats and everybody's videos that were capturing some things, because I'm very curious about, once that was secured, some of it is going to go to basically consolidate and pay debt. But I think that's when some other frivolous things also start showing up, because one thing I do keep thinking is they are not the best with managing finances. And also, y'all kept saying that Marsau hinted to settling, or they reached an agreement. Like he was very confident in it. And probably because, and some of you put that in the comments when we went over some of the default, or not the default judgments, but there were discussions of settlement with some of the companies. Not Zen Gardens yet, as far as I saw, but the other ones, y'all were on to it, because I do also agree with you that it most likely came from them doing this mortgage promissory note with the bank. So I do agree with you on that. Okay, so let's keep going. And you see that it is both signed by Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott. And I just want to jump back real fast. So December 15th, 2023, a notice of settlement was sent to the court. And then by January 29th, 2024, they were granted a future advance mortgage. So, okay. Now, McMahon versus Blasting again, they did release the mechanics lien on February 1st, 2024. So it says, release of lien, that for and in consideration of $10, and y'all have educated me that that's a nominal fee. They would have gotten their real money most likely off the books of this recording. So I know that they obviously received more than $10, and I thank y'all for educating me on that when we went over some other stuff a while ago. So it says $10, which would be the nominal fee, and other good and valuable consideration, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged. McMahon Drilling and Blasting, Inc., the legal and equitable holder of that certain lien for work, labor, services, or materials supplied to certain real property owned by Marsau Scott and dated on or about February 21st, 2023, in the original principal sum of $61,874 and recorded on February 22nd, 2023, in the public records of the Madison County Probate Judge, Alabama, covering the real property described therein and made a part hereof for all purposes, does hereby release and discharge the property described therein from the effect of said lien, executed this first day of February 2024, and is signed by the Vice President of McMahon Drilling and Blasting. Okay, for me, my best guess would be that from that $1.3 million advance mortgage, they would have settled with McMahon Drilling. Okay, now we're moving from February 1st into February 13th, 2024. Okay, so it says discharge of mortgage. Known all men by these presents that Cadence Bank, hereinafter referred to as the mortgagee, does hereby certify that a certain mortgage whose parties, dates, and recording information are below is now paid and satisfied and is therefore discharged. So the original borrowers were Latisha Scott and Marsau Scott. The original principal amount was the $318,285.66. The original lender was Cadence Bank. It was originally recorded February 17th, 2021. In witness thereof, Brianna McCarthy, bank officer, has set his hand this 13th day of February 2024. So it looks like from that $1.3 million advance mortgage with a variable rate, they paid McMahon so far, and they have paid their mortgage from their modified mortgage from Cadence Bank. So they've paid the $318,000 plus the 60 something thousand from McMahon Drilling. Then we see, so Marsau Scott Industries and Builders Mutual Insurance, which we've also been following that court case, they were scheduled to have a trial on April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2024. Well, on March 25th, 2024, there was a motion to continue filed. It says, comes now the plaintiff, which would be Builders Mutual Insurance, by and through the undersigned, and moves this honorable court to continue the above style action. In support of said motion, the plaintiff offers the following. This matter is currently set for trial on April 1st, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. The parties are in settlement negotiations and are working together to see if the matter can be resolved. The parties need additional time to discuss resolution. Okay. So obviously they were contacted to say, okay, we'll be able to pay you the amount you're most likely saying we owe or something really close to it. And again, Builders Mutual had to sue Scott because they underestimated their insurance coverage that was needed by a lot, by thousands. And so when Builders Mutual did their normal end of year audit, they discovered it and they had sent the bill to Scott. Scott ignored it, didn't pay it, ignored it, didn't pay it. It ended up being filed as a complaint in court. That's how we got to this point. So then on April 1st, it says, this mortgage is dated April 1st, 2024. This is another future advance mortgage separate from the $1.3 million advance mortgage. It says it is made and executed between Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott, husband and wife, and Riverbank and Trust. And it says credit agreement. The words credit agreement mean the credit agreement dated April 1st, 2024, with credit limit of $260,000 from grantor to lender, together with all renewals of extensions of modifications of, refinancings of, consolidations of, and substitutions for the promissory note or agreement. The maturity date of this mortgage is April 22nd, 2039. So that was a 15-year. And it says, notice to grantor, the credit agreement contains a variable interest rate. Again, I know to be very wary of any variable interest rates, because then you cannot control how much money you're wasting and not paying actually towards the principal. So they now have two advanced mortgages with variable interest rates. One, I think, was a 30-year, and the other one is a 15-year, it appears. Okay. And as you see, it is signed by Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott. So then we come to April 29th, 2024, release of mortgage. Know all men by these presents that the undersigned Redstone Federal Credit Union does hereby certify that a certain mortgage made and executed by original mortgager Marsau Scott and wife Latisha, known as Latisha Scott, recorded in Madison County, Alabama, and further described below, is now paid and satisfied and is hereby released. Dated September 10th, 2008, the loan amount was for $19,000. Okay, and again, this was signed, or it was witnessed April 29th, 2024. So they have consolidated their debts, including some of their court debts, because this still does not address Zen Gardens yet, but I'm guessing we will see most likely an official settlement between Builders Mutual and Scott filed soon, because that's what happened with McMahon blasting and drilling, or drilling and blasting. So they consolidated their debt, but they consolidated their debt to two variable rate mortgage advances. That's what it's looking like to me. Of course, I will take the input from how y'all are seeing it and you can let me know. But that's the timeline I'm seeing. I also am just observing. Someone said something. Oh my gosh. Okay, Stormy had the boat. The boat was Stormy, but there was something else going on between like January up until now, up until May. Today's May 7th. We will see. We will observe, but just understand that I still don't think this is a financial peace of mind, because there's still, now that there's two mortgages that are at variable interest rates, it doesn't sound safe and sound, but that's their business. We're just talking about it because it does relate back to the court cases, and I feel like we still have the whole season ahead of us, so I'm very interested in how they present this on screen versus us knowing that it was two advanced mortgages and not, like, let's say, profit from business that allowed them to settle these loans and debts. So that's what's interesting to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
I've been taking my time, taking all of your time, taking all of your